Hi, everybody. I'm Tom,
And I'm Heather.
and we are RavenHuff 3D Podcast. Got to be over there a little bit more.
Better.
Kind of ish. Okay. Yeah, so today we are going to kind of talk about what we've been up to over the past month, some of the different shows that we've done. We are going to kind of talk about our love-hate relationship with Whatnot. And get into some exciting details on a new printer that we have that's currently on its way. We have purchased it. It is shipped.
It's in Belgium.
It is currently in Belgium, and we're hoping it doesn't take forever to get across customs, because I've heard that lately that could be a problem. Yeah. So
first, June.
June.
It's now July, so all of our June
We'll go over so you can be in the picture.
Oh, thank you.
You're not really in the picture here.
Okay. You up first.
Oh,
these are
there
tall.
we go. Yeah, so June.
June's Pride.
June is Pride Month. And
Pride.
I'm not.
No,
I'm
you're
not
not.
prideful. You can look back there. We have a rainbow right there.
Rainbow. Oh, backwards rainbow.
Whoa, this is rough. Images flipped, and I don't like it. Yeah. Anyways, so what was our first Pride event?
First was June 1st, and that is DeWitt Pride.
Oh, so that was DeWitt Pride.
Then on the 7th, we did Utica Pride. Then on the 14th, we did Manlius Pride.
Manlius, yeah.
And then on the 21st, we did Finger Lakes Pride. And then Saturday, we did Casanova.
Cas Pride.
Yeah. So
lots of fun.
Yeah.
Pride Month is super fun for us. All the Pride events are always great. It's always a good turnout.
Keeps us very, very busy.
Yeah.
All of them were good events for us. So that means we had to fire up all the printers some more, because July, we don't have a ton of shows in July, but we have a couple big shows in July. So gotta keep turning it out. Just keep printing.
And that's what we're doing. And we keep selling it.
Yes.
So we have to keep printing it.
Again, and
again.
We also had our Whatnot show.
We did have a Whatnot show. We did we discovered the trials that are Whatnot. And
first, we fell in love with Whatnot.
We did. Kirsten did that to us. So one of our designers, Key Creations Art, I think. That says Key Creations Art 3D. Key Creations Art 3D.
All that.
One of our designers does a lot of dragons, animals, a ton of different stuff, really. And when she creates a model, she prints them and then paints them, makes them look nice, and uses those for her kind of debut of that model. I think, unfortunately, I've taken most of them, except for what's in that cabinet.
Yeah, they're all locked in the cabinet.
And so what she was doing was selling these on Whatnot. So all of her test prints, the boxes and boxes and boxes that amass when you are trying to create a model for the first time. Excuse me. And so we jumped on there and we went overboard. That wasn't our intention.
No, we intended to just buy a couple things that she had painted, because we thought it was cool to have something that our designers designed and printed and painted. And we thought that would be just cool things to have in our store or around. And then she had also said before the auction that any of her subscribers could then sell her prints if we wanted to. So there were also some other ones that were just test prints and whatever that we started buying to resell, because we've been doing so many shows. So it sounded like a great idea. So we went overboard with all of that.
Yes, we did.
And then it seemed like a great idea.
Yeah, thought, hey, why don't we have a whatnot auction or sale or whatever you call it?
Show.
A show.
They call them a
We
show.
call it a show, and we'll have like an oops/misfits auction. So we can just try to start getting rid of some of the stuff that doesn't meet our quality standards or straight up just screwed up on the plate, had to cancel, didn't make it, came off the plate, whatever happened. We generally sell these from anywhere from $2 to $5, depending on what they are, how big they are, how screwed up they are.
Yeah.
And so we started selling stuff. We kind of did it as an...
Firstly.
Okay.
Firstly. We have in front of us here is the retail space. Behind us is our workspace. So we bumped out these shelves that are here in the retail space and set up 2 tables in here.
3 tables.
3?
We had 3 tables.
No, we only had 2 because we had that one that was just stuff that wasn't tagged and I wasn't necessarily going to sell it. And then that one was all stuff that I had slated to sell.
All right,
so it was oopses and misprints. But then also I pulled a bunch of shit that was like stuff that we just had for too long. Like we printed it a year ago and we hadn't moved it. And so I was like, I'm just going to auction it off. So we had all of that set up. And then we started auctioning it, which went okay. Went all right.
Yep. Well, no, it didn't start okay. It started miserably.
Yeah.
We had almost no people there, and the people that were there were not bidding on anything. So we had like 10 minutes of us just saying,
okay,
you want to buy this? No, moving on. Let's find the next thing. And then we started getting some traction. We had a few people that were interested. A few people started buying, $1 things here and there. And they, a little bit of attention.
Yeah.
And then we started having a few more people join in. I think by the end of our show, we had 6 unique buyers, which was pretty cool.
I think that's good.
We haven't done anything like that before. So for our first show, I think that was a pretty cool turnout, I guess. The problem.
Then comes the hate.
The love part of this love-hate relationship was the trying to fulfill the orders and get them shipped. I think it was my fault, but it really wasn't clear. The shipping on these things, the shipping policies are very weird. It seems like Whatnot just decides that a customer gets free shipping when they spend so much money with you. And so then they're no longer paying for shipping if they buy more than a certain amount of items, maybe. They also bundle items in boxes, but then the price of that shipping doesn't necessarily increase, even though the weight has increased. So I don't know that we lost a ton of money in shipping. I was shipping out like 20 items for $4. So
and we
that
ended
money
up
came
paying
from
some
somewhere.
shipping, which wasn't clear because we clicked that the buyer was going to pay shipping.
Yes.
But that didn't really happen.
So again, I think it was a little bit on me. I didn't set it up properly. Actually, this morning I went through and I looked, and I was able to create a shipping profile that was no more than X amount of items per. No more than X amount of items per box, and no more than X weight per box. And I think we're probably going to try it again
at some point.
We've already got one of our buyers on there has already reached out and asked us when our next show is. And she's also asked us for some custom stuff already. So
that's nice.
It's worked out for us, I think.
Yeah.
If nothing else, we've gained one customer that's happy, I guess.
Seems it.
I haven't followed up on those to know if they're delivered or not, but we'll get there.
She got hers.
We'll figure it out.
But it had to go from right there.
I was gonna say
to right here.
Yeah. We had to take it
Which was the other thing.
We had to take it out of this building. Yeah. So when I signed up, when I initially created it, I didn't know that I had to find the option and specifically select to allow pickup, which you do. So if you're doing Whatnot and you want to allow people to do pickups, like local pickups, or if you have a crazy friend that decides to just start buying your stuff, Jen, make sure you have local pickups.
However, I feel like she might have been the tipping point of like nothing's happening, and then we started to get people to buy things.
She might have been. But also, I had to create a box with a shipping label that she threw glitter and bubblegum in.
Bubblegum. That was their bubblegum, not our bubblegum.
Yeah, it was theirs. it was her bubblegum, Jen's bubblegum. Went into a box with glitter, and we took it to the post office from this building next door to the post office. They then shipped it back to this building, so that Jen could open it up next door. because you have to ship something when you sell on Whatnot, unless you have local pickup specifically selected, which is an option that you have to look for and find. It's not just hey, you're creating a new show or a new sale. Do you want to offer these? No, it's not there. It's not.
We love Whatnot.
We also hate Whatnot.
Maybe we'll love it more next time.
We love our customers from Whatnot.
Yes.
It was a fun experience. And it was really cool getting the instant customer feedback of okay, what are you guys looking for? Yeah. Fantasy. Okay, we have all of this fantasy stuff.
Yeah. Especially that we were at our store.
Right. So we were here. We had everything at our disposal.
Yeah. If we're at a show, somebody's always like, "Oh, you got an opossum?" And I'm like, I did have an opossum today, but I don't have it anymore. But I have some at the store.
I have 3 sitting on a shelf at my store.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah. So that was great. I liked that.
It was good. And we definitely got away from the oops and misfits and moved over into whatever was sitting on our retail shelves.
Yeah.
Except for filament. I'm not selling filament and whatnot.
No. And I have to streamline that better. We have to streamline that better of what we're actually going to sell in X auction, because then we end up starting to lose money if I'm going to sell something at an auction price that maybe we weren't planning on selling at an auction price.
That's true.
So,
and also we did this for almost 3 hours.
Yeah, we can't do that.
So we definitely need to have a finite amount of items that we're going to sell next time, because that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It also probably explains why our child was no longer interested in helping anymore.
He wasn't interested in helping to start with. Let's be real about that.
Oh, well, we're being real.
I think that's our whatnot.
Hopefully this is still running. It looks like it might be. It's not running at all.
I don't think it is.
That's great.
Was it running ever?
It was, because it did the countdown.
Oh.
But then apparently my phone went to sleep and it just decided that it didn't want to.
Okay, cool. I love that for us.
Yeah. Well, so we probably won't have an audio recording of this going to Spotify, but
cool.
Whatever. We've got a video on YouTube. Yay us. All right.
We are almost 15 minutes in. So now we have only one thing that we planned to talk about.
Is there anything else that we wanted to touch on before we get there? We can probably wrap up on shows that we're going to be in afterwards.
Yeah, we can do that.
This was a custom keychain that we printed this week. We got
We
some.
should get back to print files.
We
It's
should.
hard.
We definitely should.
It's hard.
This is a little Key Creations Art
3D.
Kitty cat with a hole in the tail for a keychain, and got some little painted eyes there, and a little white spot on its chest to try to mimic a cat that somebody sent us some pictures of.
Yeah.
So Rick, if you're watching, that's your cat right there.
Ready.
It's ready for pickup.
I haven't messaged him yet.
We have not.
We have a TPU alien. We can do a.
Sure. We can show some.
I think that's all that's in here.
Yeah. So
Cats.
we did this. I'm gonna have to work on lighting for this because this is ridiculous.
Oh, that's great.
This
Oh, wow,
is
he bright.
It's not working out for me right
No.
now. This is a Flexi Factory. Oh, there we go. Back here a little bit.
Hey, yeah. Maybe even next to you. Yeah. See.
This is a Flexi Factory Anycubic Alien. I believe Flexi Factory did kind of a collaboration with Anycubic years and years ago. But we printed it in TPU, so his head is squishy.
They were really fun to clack
Squishy.
together when I had two of them. One of them's back now. Okay. Sir.
They're durable. Nobody believes this. These things are durable. They are durable.
I mean, that's true. That's true. Maybe soon, because that one of our repeat customers now has a TPU Dragon.
That's true.
So maybe.
That's true. Probably shouldn't use those names.
I didn't use the name.
I'm just saying. I was about to.
Oh, don't do that.
All right.
Ready?
Sorry, another customer messaging us. Yeah, so kind of our last bit of big news here.
Last week,
last Saturday, actually, because we were at Finger Lakes Pride trying to do it.
Okay, so before that, we decided we were going to get another printer, and we decided it was going to be a upgrade printer.
Yep. So we decided that we were going to sell an X1C, one to try to kind of offset the cost, and also so we had space for another printer.
Yeah.
We're kind of running out of space.
Right.
We're working on trying to create more of a workspace in our home environment for it, but that's a lot of building and we're not quite there yet. So we were able to sell one of our X1Cs with AMSs to good friends of ours, and kind of got them into 3D printing world. They'd never done anything with it before, but seen what we've done. And yeah, so then we had to go through and decide what printer we were going to buy. And it was going to be a step up from the X1C.
So we have this table here. Right here is a whiteboard on the top. This whole thing's a whiteboard. So we laid out 4 printers. So we had an X1C, firstly, to write out the pros and cons of what we like about X1Cs, what we don't like about X1Cs, what we're trying to upgrade. And then we had the H2D. And then the Prusa XL, and then the Eufy Make
like V1 or Eufy Make 1 or whatever.
Yes.
That's a UV printer.
Yes. So that one is a very different printer than all the others. But it would be fun to kind of get into. So we're kind of just thinking about the next thing that we're going to try to do. So we laid out all the pros and the cons of all of these, including prices. We picked a couple different models and put them into different slicers and figured out how long these prints take, how much filament they take. What else did we have on there?
We looked at
flush.
We looked at overall waste. Actually, I think we focused on total filament usage
Yeah, total film.
between the X1C, the H2D, and the XL.
Mhm.
Obviously, the Eufy make doesn't go into that at all because it's not a good. It's not a 3D printer. It's a UV printer that would be an addition to the business versus another 3D printer. And yeah, so we looked at times, overall usage. I feel like there was another thing in there that we were looking at as well.
Yeah, I think that was about it.
Okay. We still have it on that.
Some of it's still on there.
Which, by the way, if you don't have one, this is a fantastic thing for any workspace. It works really well when it's not covered in crap. Because unfortunately, because it's a bench right in the middle of our workspace, it's a catch-all. It's a really great space for Deadpool.
That's Deadpool.
I can't. So this is Deadpool. That is our Ideaformer IR3 V2 belt printer. And that's kind of where he lives just because he's massive.
He's big.
There's not really another good place for him. But really, if you have a workspace, get yourself a whiteboard. Bench top, because it can be just a bench top, or you can draw your ideas. You can sit down with a customer and really like sketch out their ideas. They can draw out their ideas if they want to. You can quickly scratch down to-do lists.
I forever have lists on it.
Do the pros and cons like we did here. Very useful. Really, really, really nice addition to our workspace.
That's a great idea.
I'm pretty sure it was my idea. You just had the whiteboard. Anyways.
No, I think you were just going to put a top on it. And I said, let's use this crappy whiteboard that we have in the barn.
Stealing my ideas.
Because then I won't care if we mess it up. Okay. So
we made a decision.
We made a decision.
2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, I guess so.
Almost 2 weeks ago. Roughly 2 weeks ago.
Week and a half.
We made the decision to purchase a...
Too much?
Yeah, I don't appreciate that.
Okay.
Prusa XL.
Woo!
5-tool head printer. And hoping that it will be here sometime this week, but not really holding my breath for
it's
it.
in Belgium. As of 8:30 this morning.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. We flew to London. One day we were in New York, and the next day we were in London.
Yeah, well, I'm not holding my breath. I feel like it said that it was supposed to be here in the next couple days, but I don't know when I looked this morning.
Well, there's no ETA on it.
No.
There won't be until it clears customs. Anyways, yeah, so that's kind of our big exciting news. We're going to have an XL here shortly. It is the semi-assembled version, so it does require me to put it together. From what I understand, it's kind of the base printer with one tool head is assembled, and then the 4 additional tool heads come separate, and those have to be installed in the machine. But we'll find out when it gets here, and I'll probably either have it recorded or do it on lives or something like that, just to kind of show the process of it. We don't know if that's going to live here at our store or if that's going to live at our house. Ideally, it would be here at our store, just because that's where our filament is. That's all our open filament.
Not just that filament.
And then we have 2 full shelves, 2 full 6-foot by 4-foot, 5-foot shelves. And, just be easier to have a multi-tool, multi-color printer here with all the material, so we don't have to keep hauling it back and forth.
But it's big.
And it's big, and we don't have space for it here right now.
Yeah. We probably should get
So-
the dimensions on that and try to
I'm-
start figuring out where it's going.
I have the dimensions.
Do you?
700 by 900 by 720 millimeters.
Okay.
So it's almost 25 inches deep, I believe.
Yikes.
Um,
XL.
and like 18 inches wide, 16 inches wide.
Okay.
Build volume's 14 inches, by the way.
Hmm.
Which is also not why we bought the printer.
No.
Didn't buy it to have a bigger printer. We bought it to have the multi-filament with
No waste.
little waste. Very, very little waste. And so we're really excited for that. And thankfully for us, there's already a local printer in the area. This is going to kill me.
It's done again.
This app keeps stopping.
Well,
And I guess we're not going to have a good audio there.
have
so.
that.
Sorry, I'm recording our audio separately as well on my phone, and the app, my phone keeps going. Phone keeps going to sleep, so it doesn't work. But we have another local printer that has had an XL for probably close to a year now, maybe longer, maybe less. I don't know.
I feel like he might have got it when we went to Printopia.
Printopia. I think he had it before that.
Yeah.
Because he had it, and then I was really looking for it, and I walked in there with money ready to buy one, and they weren't selling them.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping for a really good deal or something
Right.
on the XLs, because Joseph Crusoe was there, and
Yeah.
the whole team and everybody, and they were showcasing them, but they weren't selling them. They didn't have any like show sales or anything like that. So, oh well, didn't get one. But we did get a Cocoa Press.
And we bought 2 X1Cs as well.
Oh, right. Because we
None
went
of
to
the show.
Micro Center. Micro Center is a terrible place. Don't ever go
Anyway,
there.
this is not on the list.
Yeah, so I think that probably about wraps up our show.
So July, this weekend, we're just gonna wrap up with
Yeah.
like where we're going now.
Yeah.
This weekend we are going to Cazenovia Lavender Fest, both Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
And then next weekend,
Yep.
just Saturday, we are going to Nikki Landscaping, which was one of our very first shows. I feel like it was like our second show.
I think
So
it's a nursery.
is it?
Not
No,
landscaping.
there's landscaping and nursery or something.
Okay.
That's how I found it on Facebook. But anyways,
And then
No, I'm
next
not sure.
weekend,
so it's one of our first shows, so we're excited to be doing that again. And then 2 weekends from then,
the 25th.
we are
So-
doing Harbor Fest, which is a massive festival, very local to us. It has been going on for years and years and years. We generally avoid it. He's never even been, right? No, you went one year to see fireworks with me.
You told me that I went.
And you don't agree. But
Yep.
I think I might have been 2 years in total. And it is usually someplace that we avoid actively during this weekend
Because there's too many people.
because there's too many people and it is too crazy. However,
That's kind of
we're going to be right in the middle this year.
counting on.
Yeah.
Too many people.
Yeah, it's
They
going to be
wanna
great.
Buy our stuff.
It's going to be gret.
And hopefully we don't even have to show up on Sunday because we sell it all on Friday. and
Yeah, that's going to happen for sure.
Saturday. So it looks like I'm missing street scene, which I didn't realize.
Oh. So that's our July where it's looking. Oh, I really want to schedule a cadoodle class as well. I don't know.
We
if
need
we're
to come
gonna-
up with a cadoodle class where you can schedule a cadoodle class.
I've come up with the whole class already. They're gonna load their filament and they're gonna pick out their thing, then they're gonna make their little habitat, and then they're gonna have to take it off the plate. It's gonna be great.
So it's not a class, it's just an activity that you're going to come do.
Well, there's classage in there. You're learning how to do all the things. It's going to be a lower age range. There's not much to teach. Anyway, we're going to try to do that in July too. I don't know if it's actually going to happen because there's a lot of scheduling stuff, which is also the problem I'm having with birthday parties. When are we going to be able to schedule them?
Oh, right. Well, I mean, I think a birthday party would take precedent over a show.
You think?
Or you can go do the
Very
show by
helpful.
yourself. And
I'm doing enough of that right now.
well, do you want to do the birthday party with all the kids by yourself?
Nope, I don't.
Exactly.
Okay, so, yeah,
I think
that's where we're headed. So, thanks for watching and listening, and
just keep printing.
just keep printing.